Hello and welcome. This is Notibot ENG. Tonight, we bring you the latest updates on a volatile region that has been making headlines for weeks. The United States-Iran conflict in the Middle East continues to escalate, with key players offering conflicting messages about the future of military operations. From Tehran's compliance with new regulations to Donald Trump's claims about an end to the war and China's involvement in the crisis, we'll give you a rundown of what's happening. We'll also explore a bizarre defense strategy that Iran may use against the U.S. According to reports from Tehran, Iran has announced that several major shipping companies are now adhering to its newly implemented maritime regulations in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, Navy has confirmed that ships are complying with new transit regulations set by Tehran in the Strait of Hormuz. The IRGC Navy stated that cooperation from vessels was contributing to regional maritime security and ensuring safe and stable passage through the strategic waterway. The warning came after remarks by Yadala Javani, deputy political chief of the IRGC, who said maritime transit in the Strait of Hormuz would take place only with Iran's authorization. Javani stated that any vessel seeking to pass through the waterway must obtain permission from Iran's armed forces. This development comes as regional tensions have escalated since the United States and Israel launched strikes on Iran on February 28, triggering retaliation from Tehran and disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz. A ceasefire took effect on April 8 through Pakistani mediation, but talks in Islamabad failed to produce a lasting agreement. The IRGC's move is seen as an attempt to reassert control over the Strait of Hormuz, which has been a point of contention between Iran and the international community. The new regulations are part of Tehran's efforts to enhance its maritime security capabilities in the region. Iran's actions have significant implications for global trade and regional stability. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the world's most critical waterways, with over 20% of global oil exports passing through it. Any disruption to shipping lanes could have far-reaching economic consequences. Now, we turn to a developing crisis in the Middle East, where former U.S. President Donald Trump has made a surprising claim about Iran's fate. The U.S. president has made a significant statement regarding the ongoing war with Iran, saying that a potential agreement could bring an end to hostilities if Tehran complies with its terms. This comes as tensions between the two nations remain high, with the U.S. warning of increased military action if Iran refuses to accept the proposed agreement. According to Trump's statement on his Truth Social account, if Iran agrees to give in to the terms of the potential deal, the conflict known as the Epic Fury will cease, and a blockade on the Hormuz Strait will be lifted. The strait, which connects the Persian Gulf with the Gulf of Oman and the Arabian Sea, is crucial for global energy markets and regional security. The U.S.-Israeli coalition has been engaged in military operations against Iran's forces in the region since 2022, leading to significant losses for both sides. Trump's statement suggests that a potential agreement could bring an end to this conflict, but it remains unclear what these terms might be or when they would take effect. The implications of such a deal are significant, given the strategic importance of the Hormuz Strait. Disruptions to trade in the region can have far-reaching consequences for global energy markets and regional security. Iran's president has yet to respond to Trump's statement, but it is clear that the U.S. is willing to make concessions if Tehran agrees to its terms. The situation remains fluid, with tensions between the two nations still running high. As the situation continues to unfold, we will provide updates on any developments or new information that becomes available. As tensions escalate in the Middle East, a crucial player is emerging. China's growing involvement in regional conflicts has left many wondering about its long-term implications. The ongoing conflict in the Strait of Hormuz has taken a significant turn with the U.S. Operation Project Freedom being paused by President Donald Trump. The suspension comes just days after the operation was announced, with Trump citing the need for U.S. negotiators to reach an agreement with Iran to end the war. Iranian state media has framed the suspension as a U.S. failure, warning that it would target vessels attempting to enter the waterway and subsequently launching missiles and drones at civilian ships in the United Arab Emirates. The implications of this move are unclear, but one thing is certain: China's role in the conflict will be crucial. China has been instrumental in keeping Iran's economy afloat during the war. Prior to the conflict, China accounted for up to 90% of Iran's oil exports, importing over 1 million barrels each day. Despite the U.S. imposed naval blockade of Iranian ports since mid-April, China remains able to provide Iran with a revenue lifeline. China has enabled Iran to bypass Western sanctions by processing payments for its oil through institutions such as Bank of Kunlun and the cross-border interbank payment system. These alternatives allow oil trades to be settled in yuan, putting oil revenues out of the reach of the U.S. Treasury. China's Ministry of Commerce recently ordered firms not to comply with U.S. sanctions on 5 Chinese refiners linked to the Iranian oil trade, enabling them to continue processing Iranian crude. This development is significant, as it highlights China's willingness to defy U.S. pressure and support Iran in its time of need. The implications for regional geopolitics are far-reaching and will likely have significant consequences for global energy markets and economic stability. The White House has sent conflicting signals on U.S. military operations in the Middle East, with President Trump announcing a pause to Operation Strait of Hormuz. The White House has issued mixed messages on the ongoing situation in Iran, as tensions between the U.S. and Iran continue to escalate. In a statement released late yesterday, President Donald Trump announced that the operation to secure the Strait of Hormuz, which is critical for global oil supplies, will be paused. This decision comes after a series of incidents involving Iranian forces and U.S. naval vessels in the region. In July, 2 oil tankers were sabotaged by Iranian forces, leading to a significant increase in tensions between the two nations. The U.S. has since imposed sanctions on Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps and other entities involved in the attacks. However, President Trump's announcement that the operation will be paused is at odds with statements made earlier this week by National Security Advisor John Bolton, who said that the U.S. would continue to take action against Iranian forces. The White House has not explained why the operation will be paused, but it appears to be a tactical retreat rather than a permanent shift in policy. The situation matters for several reasons. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the most critical choke points in global oil supplies, with over 20% of all crude oil passing through the waterway every day. A disruption to shipping in the region could have significant economic implications for countries around the world. Additionally, the U.S.-Iran conflict has raised concerns about the potential for escalation and the impact on regional stability. As tensions escalate between Iran and the U.S., a potentially game-changing military tactic has emerged, involving marine animals with a history of aggression. Reports are emerging that top U.S. officials have confirmed the possibility of Iran deploying kamikaze dolphins against U.S. warships in the Strait of Hormuz. The idea may seem outlandish, but multiple countries have a history of using marine mammals for military purposes. According to sources, a journalist at a Pentagon briefing asked if Tehran could utilize trained dolphins to target and destroy enemy ships. The official's response has sparked concerns that Iran is exploring unconventional tactics in its ongoing conflict with the U.S. Iran's military capabilities have been under scrutiny in recent years, particularly regarding its naval operations in the Strait of Hormuz, a critical waterway for global oil supplies. The region has seen an uptick in tensions between Tehran and Washington, with several incidents involving Iranian vessels approaching or colliding with U.S. warships. The idea of using marine mammals as a weapon is not without precedent. Countries like Japan and India have employed dolphins for military purposes, including mine detection and explosive ordnance disposal. However, the application of such tactics in the context of modern naval warfare raises significant concerns about their effectiveness and ethics. U.S. officials' confirmation of the possibility has sparked calls for increased scrutiny of Iran's military activities in the region. The deployment of kamikaze dolphins would be a highly unconventional move, potentially escalating tensions between the two nations. As the situation continues to unfold, one thing is clear: the Strait of Hormuz remains a critical flashpoint in the ongoing conflict between Iran and the U.S. In conclusion, the situation in the Middle East remains fluid as tensions between Iran and its adversaries continue to escalate. We'll keep you updated on any developments. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in staying up to date with global news, be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media.